It's a great plant, and it's one that tourists and visitors love because it's a moving plant. Welcome to Garden N. Now, Garden N, we call this one, right now it's a perfect stage to talk about it because it doesn't quite look like much of a garden. That's only because the weeds have grown up. Now, all the good plants are still here, but there has been a fair amount of weeds. So, the maintenance activity for this garden is it's a 3-level terrace, and each one we have specific plants. The first level, if you come in close with the camera, you'll see this is the sensitive plant. And when I touch it, you see how they move? Look at those. They all move, and I touch them, and all there, right? It's a great plant, and it's one that tourists and visitors love because it's a moving plant. This plant is all on the first level. It is a very difficult plant to weed. You want to come in here with the comber, and you want to have thick gloves, because if you look at the plant, you'll see the little thorns it has right on the thing. All these are little thorns right here. Let's see if I can get one. Ow! I'm definitely getting poked by them. You can see them all here. There's little tiny ones. So it's very important when someone's weeding this one to have gloves when they're going for it. Now, this first level of the terrace right here is all with sensitive plants. So one of the perfect weeding jobs is to have a comber and weed out. This one is the stink miley. This is the sticky plant, the one that sticks to you. This is one of the horrible weeds. We definitely want to get all of these guys out. This one is another weed. Basically, there's a whole bunch of weeds in this one. But this is an ideal weeding job for someone who has a finer touch. Someone who can go in there and pick out all the ones that is not a sensitive plant. Now, I'm going to climb up to the other level. One of the other maintenance jobs here is to maintain and weed the trail. And again, this is a nice maintenance activity job of weeding. The weeds have to be taken away and put into the side of the jungle cottage, because the side of the jungle cottage is where we dump, especially weeds like this. If we put them anywhere else around here, they're just going to grow right back again. So these ones we would take away. Going up the trail, this is actually, you can see a tire here. We've made a kind of a rough and ready trail here so that we can access the garden at the 3 different levels. So this is the first floor where the sensitive plant is. This floor is where the Mamaki is. And the Mamaki is actually just one tree. We did try to grow some other ones, but they didn't take. But this Mamaki tree, this is a Hawaiian tree. It's a native Hawaiian tree, and the leaves of it, it's supposed to be an antidepressant, and it's a healing plant. So the same thing with the sensitive plant down below. That's a really good one that has a lot of medicinal properties. So too the Mamaki, this leaf here, and you can see it has a kind of a red vein. There's a good one. There you see the red vein in the leaf. That's the Mamaki. And this is a very sacred plant for the Hawaiians. On the 3rd level is the Indian sacred plant. So we have first level, sensitive plant, 2nd level, Mamaki, and 3rd level, I'm just going to climb up here, is Tulsi. And that's on this level here. And you can see we've planted a few bushes. And one thing about Tulsi, you can see it's very popular with bees. Bees love it. There's lots of flowers they have going all the time. This is the Indian one, the Indian basil, which has a lot of medicinal properties. In India, they consider it like a magic holy plant. It smells amazing, and it's really good as a tea. You can use it as a fresh tea, where you just literally pick like this much leaves, chop them up, put a little bit of hot water. You can eat the leaves in the tea. Add some of the spearmint leaves, and you've got yourself a delicious tea. This tree here on the terrace is a jackfruit tree. So that's the only other main plant of note on this hill. Up here, the final part of the garden that brings you to the top, and we put these red plants here. These are nice little border plants. We're trying to put more and more red plants on our cliff edges so as to act as a sort of a natural guideline, like, hey, red plant, cliff, don't walk off the cliff, you know. And you can see this is the cliff over here. So we come right up to the top here, and that closes out Garden N, the Healing Terrace.